at these brothers. And you know what, man? You really don't know. You really don't know if you're about that life. You really don't know if you standing on business until life pops you in the mouth. Until life pops you in the mouth, man, you really don't know if you're about that life. Because I'm gonna tell you this: anybody can read books. Anybody can get online and quote Napoleon and quote the W.E.B. Du Bois and everybody can go to seminars and everybody can quote Bible verses. Everybody can even preach sermons. You know what I'm saying? But until life puts you in into a situation where you have to stand on what you speak on, you really don't know if you're about that life, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think that the end game is just to have knowledge. The end game is not to just have knowledge. The end game is to not only have that knowledge, but to have been tested in that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point you got to take the bar. At some point you have to take the bar to see if you're really about that life, man. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is the beauty of it all, man. Like we have been trained to look at tests, to look at trials and tribulation as, oh man, the good Lord is, mad at me or something is going wrong, whatever. Like, you gotta understand that trials and tribulations and tests and losses are all part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, I'll say it like this, a lot of times, and I'm just kind of basing it off my own life, a lot of times I've been thinking I was doing the right thing and going in the right direction and entertaining the right person. And life would happen because I was being redirected. Like I was going too far off path. And the universe just said, hey, all right, you know what, let's just kill this now before he finds himself on a whole nother planet. And something would happen and it might be a painful thing. It might be a loss of a person or employee or money. And for 5 minutes, I'm like, dang it, man. And I'm in a spot of misery and pain and hurt. But in about 5 minutes, I'll look around and I'll look back and I'll say, oh, snap, I was going in the complete wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? I was going in the wrong direction, right? So sometimes trials are a redirection, man, or a recalibration, right? But a lot of times trials are, okay, trials are saying this, okay, you've been standing on this for all this time. Whether you've been speaking this truth on YouTube, whether you've been speaking this truth in front of your church members, whether you've been speaking this truth in front of your coworkers at the water cooler, whether you've been speaking this truth to your kids, at some point in time, you got to take the bar. At some point in time, man, the universe is going to say, okay, we heard you. Now let's see if you about that life. Let's see if you will crumble. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, man, we have to learn to stand on 10 toes at all times. That's why I'm always saying, hey, man, when I talk about singular truth, that's why I'm always saying, make sure you're the same person in every room. That way, when a scenario comes, you don't have to get ready and get mentally prepared. You're already him. You're already that. You're already standing on business. That's why you must be the same person in every room, man. But we have to be men that when things are good, our energy is the exact same things as when we're going through something. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say it like this. I'll just say it like this, man. We have to get to the point where we play the game just like we practice. When we play the game just like we practice, man. I remember when I was in high school, played football, man. Kilgore Bulldogs, right? I can remember during practice, some days you ain't got no pads on. Some days you run in 3/4 speed. Sometimes, the quarterback got a red jersey on. He can't touch him. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are just drills. Those are just drills. At that point, you're really just showing your coaches. You're really just showing your teammates of the truth that you're aware of. I understand that I'm supposed to be doing this maneuver when this happens. I understand that I'm supposed to be running down the field and doing this. I understand this. But there's no pressure associated with it. You know what I'm saying? There's no scoreboard. There's no crowd. There's no wins or losses associated with it, man. But on Friday nights, man, now it's like, okay, we did all that practicing. Now let's see if you're about that life. You know what I'm saying? You were doing all these things when it wasn't any consequences, when it was possibility of no pain, no injuries because we were light speed. But now we full battle rattle right now. So I'm saying, man, like we have to be men that learn to conduct ourselves like when it's first and goal, the same way we'll conduct ourselves when it's 4th and 57. We have to have the same energy, stand on the same truth at all times. Be about that business at all times, man. And of course, it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, man. But I'm gonna tell you, the nuts and bolts of that, man, is just being the same person at all time and standing on the same truth. Standing on the same truth, man. Like you don't know if you're really about that life until you're tested. I was talking to my brother this morning, man, brother DA, right? Prominent member of the Power Circle. A little rain about to come. Prominent member of the Power Circle, member of Exit Strategies, man, YouTube channel. Just a powerful brother, man. That brother recently lost his wife, man. Young couple, beautiful couple, man. Just model couple, beautiful life, beautiful children. It just, life was good, man. And he lost his wife, man. And I might have said this on a video or two ago, man, because I've been sharing this with a lot of people. And just like hours after he lost his wife, man, hours. You know, I'm calling, man, I'm checking on him, and we kind of just talking. And he's still in the energy of the DA that I talk to on a regular basis. The DA that's always looking to be, you know, an example on this planet. That's always looking forward. That's mainly always looking out for his brothers. Because I can remember, man, his wife had just passed, man, and we're on the phone, and he's still, I can't remember what it was, but he was still concerned about something related to something else. Hey, man, the brothers, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, his mind was still on, you know what I'm saying? And as he's going through his grieving process, man, and as he's going and being there for his children and family and all that stuff, he's still the exact same person. He could easily be at home with his lip on the ground and mad at God and not talking to anybody and doing all this stuff and XYZ. I remember the brother made a video. He was making a video this morning. He's still making content. Like, he's still standing on his truth. So that's what I'm saying, man. You don't know who you are until life happens. You don't know who you are until you take a loss. You don't know who you are, man, until you got to go down to that unemployment line and you don't know where the next check is coming from. You know? You don't know who you are until you go through that bad relationship. And you can still come out of it and say, you know what? All women aren't like that. Let's let that soak in for a second, man. Because, and I'm going to say this, man. Like, we all know the condition of relationships in women, man. But you can be a brother and go through a bad relationship. You can get cheated on. You can get, you know, whatever comes down with bad relationships, man. And you can come out of that relationship with this one woman out of 3.4 something billion women on the planet. You can come out of that situation, and instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let me find a new awareness. You know, I understand God made man and woman. I understand it's supposed to work. I understand there's supposed to be some cohesion. So instead of me just saying, screw the whole shebang, let me figure out how this thing is supposed to work. That I mean I want to get in another relationship. But if I choose to, I understand how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, you took that blow to your heart, you healed yourself, and you got back in position where it's like, hey, you know what? That was just a bump in the road, man. That was just a bad situation. That was just a bad decision on my part. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who you are until life happens, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, life is going to happen. It's going to happen. You can play it safe all you want to. You can be a person be like, hey, nah, I don't want a quantum leap. I just want to kind of sit here in my corner, live to be 102, 103 years old, man, and kind of just tap out with an easy life. It's still going to find you. Troubles will still find you because you're here to be tested. That's why we're here. We're meant to come here, get lost in the sauce, and find our way back home. Find our way back to consciousness. and en route to finding your way back to consciousness, oh, it's gonna be some bumps and bruises. Oh, it's gonna be some bumps and bruises. So you might as well get it. Huh? If you gonna catch the same hell, if you gonna catch the same hell as everybody else, then you might as well be getting it. You might as well live hard and just get it, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like you won't know if you're really about it until you hit these tests, brothers. You won't know if you're really about it, man. So I just want to leave that with y'all, man. I was about to get dark. Looks like it's about to rain, man. I'll see y'all next video.